When I was young, as I mentioned in another video, I really loved space. I loved things like stars and the universe. So today I thought I'd talk about space. 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 As far as I know, there are an enormous number of stars in the universe. Actually, it's not just something I know. It's obvious. You can see so many stars just by looking at the night sky. These days, many people live in cities, and the city lights make it difficult to see the stars. So many young people today may have never seen a sky filled with an incredible number of stars in the countryside. Anyway, there are an enormous number of stars in the universe. First, you need to understand what a galaxy is. I feel like I might be underestimating your level of knowledge, but anyway, we live in the solar system. We have the solar system. What is inside the solar system? The sun is in the middle, right? Earth and several other planets orbit the sun. In order of their distance from the sun, they are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. In the past, Pluto was also considered a planet, but today Pluto is no longer classified as a planet. It is classified as a dwarf planet. It's not an asteroid, it's a dwarf planet. Anyway, Pluto's level was downgraded, it got demoted. In the past, we included Pluto and said that the solar system had 9 planets. Today, however, only the 8 planets up to Neptune are officially recognized as planets. Anyway, the solar system has those 8 planets, and they all orbit the sun. But there are also moons orbiting those planets. The moon that orbits Earth is one example of a natural satellite. Those moons also travel around the sun together with their planets. There are also dwarf planets like Pluto and an enormous number of asteroids. If we include extremely small objects, even tiny pieces of dust, there are countless objects orbiting the sun. We call objects in space like these celestial bodies. Our solar system consists of the sun and the many celestial bodies that orbit it. But there are many objects like the sun in the universe. Those objects are stars. You know the stars I'm talking about. Stars. The stars that appear to twinkle in the night sky. Each one of those stars is the same kind of celestial body as the sun. They look extremely small to us, but that isn't because the stars are actually small. It's because they are incredibly far away. If you could get close to them, you would see that they are huge. They are unbelievably huge. Some stars are smaller than the sun, some are around the same size, and some are much larger than the sun. Planets can also orbit those stars. In fact, planets have already been discovered around many different stars. So just as we have our solar system, many other stars may have their own solar systems, or something similar to our solar system. They may have planets orbiting them too. Now, which star do you think is the closest to our sun? It is incredibly far away. It is unbelievably far away. If we tried to reach it using one of the spacecraft we have built so far, it would take tens of thousands of years, not just a few thousand years. The closest star to the sun is called Proxima Centauri. This star is part of the Alpha Centauri star system. The Alpha Centauri system contains Alpha Centauri A and Alpha Centauri B, as well as Proxima Centauri, which is slightly closer to us. Even if we traveled at the speed of light, it would take approximately 4.25 years to reach Proxima Centauri. That is why we say it is approximately 4.25 light years away. A light year is not a unit of time, it is a unit of distance. One light year is the distance that light travels in 1 year. So when we say Proxima Centauri is 4.25 light years away, it means that light must travel for approximately 4.25 years to reach it. There are stars located 10 light years away from the sun, as well as stars 20 or 30 light years away. There are also an enormous number of stars that are much farther away than that. That is how countless stars are spread throughout space. When an enormous number of stars come together, they form a galaxy. The galaxy that contains our solar system is called the Milky Way. In the past, people often said that the Milky Way contained approximately 100 billion stars. Today, scientists estimate that the Milky Way contains somewhere between 100 billion and 400 billion stars. It is difficult to know the exact number. Anyway, hundreds of billions of stars come together to form a single galaxy. But the Milky Way is not the only galaxy in the universe. Scientists estimate that the observable universe contains at least 100 billion galaxies. Depending on how they are counted, there may be as many as 2 trillion galaxies. The universe is unbelievably huge. A single galaxy can contain hundreds of billions of stars, and there are at least hundreds of billions of galaxies. Galaxies can also come together to form galaxy groups or galaxy clusters. Galaxy clusters can then form even larger structures called superclusters. So yes, structures like that also exist. Anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about today. Thank you.